Hi, thanks for popping in with me tonight. I'm going to be sharing a product that's featured in our current celebration catalog for Stampin' Up. And this ends the celebration for this year. It ends February the 28th, just in a couple of weeks, 2022. So depending on when you're watching it, it may already be over. But meanwhile, you still have a couple weeks to purchase the product. There's 9 different options in here. Some of them are free with a $50 net purchase, and a couple of them are free with a $100 net purchase. But today I'm going to focus on this product. It's the Sunshine and Rainbows Designer Series paper on page 8. It comes in 6 by 6 inch size, and it has 48 sheets for each of 12 double-sided designs. And it's so cheerful, you can't help but love it. So whenever you get the Designer Series paper, be sure to look at the card stock backing on the behind of the paper, because it shares with you what colors coordinate with the Designer Series paper. DSP stands for Designer Series paper. And what I love about Stampin' Up! Products is how our Designer Series paper, our ribbons, our embellishments all coordinate together. So that's a nice feature. So I'm just going to quickly show you some of the patterns, and you can see this is the flip side of the 2 patterns. Very pretty and colorful. And they can be used for a variety of occasions. This is so cheerful, it just calls out birthday. Anything you might want to use for party and happiness. Some cloud images, some stripes, some sunshine, lots of rainbows. Because this also coordinates, let me pull back to that page, with the stamp set, which I'll share with you in a minute. It also coordinates with a bundle in the mini catalog, the Rainbow of Happiness bundle on page 18. And that's in the January through June mini catalog. So they call it JJ. I just call it the mini catalog for spring 22. So you can see that's why we have a lot of rainbow patterns in here, because it coordinates nicely with that bundle. But I love how the different patterns work together. Lots of little rainbows of different sizes, soft and springy colors. I love these colorful stripes. And that goes nicely now. And we have some different color rainbows here, kind of blues and greens and yellows. And then the clouds. And the clouds coordinate nicely with the cloud punch. And that is on page 18 of the mini catalog. No, excuse me, page 19 of the mini catalog, the spring mini catalog. And it's easy to miss because it's kind of just by itself in the middle of that page on page 19. It's $18, but it's easy to miss because it's not sold as part of a bundle. But look how it punches out the clouds beautifully on the Designer Series paper, or you can just punch clouds out in any color you want. But it's nice how that is a coordinating product. So I'll put this aside and I'll show you the project we're going to make today. It's a very cheerful card, lots of pieces. I've already got them die cut and ready to go. We're going to use Pool Party as the card base. I'm going to put this out of the way. And we'll just make a nice crease here. I don't have my bone folder handy, so we'll just wing it. Normally you'd have your bone folder. And then I'm going to take the seal adhesive. This is Misty Moonlight, a retiring in color. And I love the seal. Once you get used to using it, you'll find it pretty easy, a light touch. You don't want to push very hard, and you can just see it leaves a little sticky trail there. And I'm just going to put this on the front of my card. There you go. And then I'm going to take the Designer Series paper and decide, which side do I want to use? I'm going to be adding some colorful rainbow pieces from that Designer Series paper. So I'm going to use the side that's a little less colorful, so it just kind of blends into the background. And keep it going. Now, if it ever quits running, you can just run it over a silicone sheet or just run it over adhesive you already have there, and it just kind of picks it up again. So I'm just going to kind of center it on this sheet right here. A nice layer. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the stamping. I'm using Misty Moonlight ink, and I just lift the lid, pull it back, and then slide it forward. And the first thing I'm going to do is stamp my envelope, because the envelope should always be a nice teaser to the card. And I'm just going to take this clear greeting that says, "Sending you a rainbow of happiness," and stamp that on the outside of my envelope as a teaser for the card. And then I'm also going to do a card insert, and I'm going to stamp that same greeting for the inside of the card. Just like that. And then since I have the stamp pad out, I'm just going to go ahead and do another sentiment for the front of the card that says, "You make me happy." And I'm going to put it down here so I can see it as I stamp it a little bit. Sometimes when you have white on white, it's hard to tell the top from the bottom, and I want to get it centered. It's nice when you have clear stamps. It's easy to line things up. And this stamp banner here was punched out with a pick a punch, lovely labels. I think I grabbed the wrong one, pick a banner. But anyway, we have several, and you can punch out banners of different sizes. So this is the smaller size one in here. And we just flagged it. I grabbed the wrong banner. So let's put this on the inside. And it's always nice to have a card insert. It makes it look a little bit more elegant. And even if it's a light enough card base that you could still write over it, it just kind of makes the whole card pop a little bit more. So there's your inside. Now we're going to take the green glue, the Tombow glue. I usually just like to call it the green glue. And we're just going to start with your little rainbow pieces that have been die cut. And let me show you the bundle, what it looks like. You get the stamp set, and you can see you've got rainbows, and you've got some words that form a rainbow, some greetings, some nice sentiments, and some little things like raindrops and hearts. And then you have the coordinating die set with the rainbow, some mini clouds, smaller rainbows, and then you've got some nice borders. So it's a very versatile bundle to have. So we're just going to work our way out from the largest to the smallest. And I'm going to go on the side that's a simpler pattern. And I'm just going to use that green glue. Start at the top, pretty close to the top border, and then just work your way around. And even if a little bit of white glue went out there, it's going to dry clear, so there's no worries. I'm going to quickly go down to the layer. And the colors are just so cheerful. And you want it pretty close, just a small little smidgen of a border between the two rainbow colors. Then we'll go with pink. Ooh, tough choice here. And one more. And this is all made from that designer series paper I showed you at the beginning. So every card will look a little bit different depending on what part of the rainbow they get. And then we went ahead, I punched out some of the clouds from the designer series paper earlier. And you can see this one, depending on where it was on the paper, it doesn't have to go to waste if there wasn't a whole cloud, depending on, you can see if it's towards the edge, so that cloud doesn't have to go to waste because we're going to cover it up with this cloud a little bit. Or you could always put it to the side of your paper. There's lots of options. I may just do that. So I'm going to use dimensionals to help pop this up. And I'm just going to pop this one right over here. And I'm going to put it a little bit lower. We just need a pot of gold at the bottom of this rainbow. And I'm just going to put it right here, overlap it a little bit. And I don't need to put it on the far side, the far left of this, because this is going to be layering over that, and that already has a dimensional on it. So I'm just going to put it right here. And then I'm going to take, I think we can use, yeah, I think this will fit. We also have many dimensionals, but this works just as well. And here's the greeting we stamped earlier, "You make me happy." And I'm just going to put it where it just lines up with the side of the designer series paper here. Now this card was inspired by a fellow Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, Paula Clevenger. And she made a card similar to this for our swap. And the last thing we're going to add to this is the new Iridescent Rhinestone Basic Jewels. This is in the new mini catalog. And there's 3 different sizes here, so I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to pull out a couple of different ones. I'm going to put a large one there, and then maybe a medium one right up here, and then a smaller one next to it. So just adds a little extra bling to the card. So that's what the card looks like. It says, sending you a rainbow of happiness. You make me happy. And then you open it up on the inside. And it looks like this, sending you a rainbow of happiness. So pretty card, very cheerful. Just take advantage of the Designer Series paper while it is still available in the Celebration mini catalog that ends February the 28th, 2022. And I want to thank you for popping in today. My name is Janice Swaitman, and I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator 26 years. And almost 27 now. And my blog is Stampaholics.com. So I would love for you to stop by and visit and say hi. And make it a great day. And thank you to my husband, who's also my cameraman. Take care.